Thank you for choosing this training, and if you have enjoyed these training videos, please hit those like and subscribe buttons to ensure you don't miss our new content. Now let's get right to the video. Welcome to this comprehensive training video designed to enhance your understanding of the crucial definitions related to self-care and mobility tasks. As certified nursing assistants, CNAs, you play a vital role in providing essential support to our residents in their daily lives. One of the fundamental aspects of your job is accurately assessing and documenting the level of assistance required for each self-care and mobility task. In this training, we will delve deep into the definitions associated with self-care and mobility tasks. A clear comprehension of these definitions is essential for accurately coding the level of support or assistance needed by our residents. This knowledge will not only improve the quality of care you provide but also ensure that our residents receive the personalized care they deserve. Throughout this video, we will break down the key terms, provide practical examples, and offer guidance on how to apply these definitions in your daily caregiving duties. By the end of this training, you will be equipped with the knowledge and confidence to assess and document self-care and mobility tasks effectively, contributing to the well-being and comfort of our residents. So, let's embark on this learning journey together, empowering you with the expertise needed to excel in your role as a CNA and enhance the quality of care for our residents. Our first self-care task is eating. Eating is defined as the ability to use suitable utensils to bring food to the mouth and swallow food once the meal is presented on a table or a tray. This also includes any modified food consistencies. Now, let's break down this definition and provide practical examples to help you apply it effectively in your caregiving role. Here are some practical examples. Using utensils. This refers to the resident's ability to handle eating utensils such as forks, knives, spoons, or adaptive utensils like built-up handles or special grips. Observe whether the resident can grasp and manipulate these utensils independently. Guidance. If a resident requires assistance with holding or using utensils, it is an indicator that they need support with the eating task. Next, bringing food to the mouth. Can the resident take food from their plate or tray and transport it to their mouth without spilling or dropping it? Assess their coordination and motor skills in this context. Guidance. If a resident struggles with this step and consistently spills or drops food, they likely require assistance with eating. Applying the definition. When documenting a resident's ability to eat, consider each of the above aspects. If the resident can independently use utensils, bring food to their mouth, and swallow safely without issues, you may code this as independent for the eating task. However, if they require assistance with any of these steps, it is important to document the level of support needed accurately. Remember, the goal is to provide the appropriate level of assistance to ensure our residents can enjoy their meals safely and with dignity. Accurate coding of the eating task will help us tailor our care plans to meet their specific needs. The next definition is oral hygiene. Oral hygiene is defined as the ability to use suitable items to clean teeth. Dentures, if applicable, is the ability to remove and replace dentures from into the mouth and manage equipment for soaking and rinsing them. Let's break down this definition and provide practical examples along with guidance for its application. Practical examples. Cleaning teeth. Observe whether the resident can independently use suitable items like a toothbrush, toothpaste, and dental floss, if applicable, to clean their teeth effectively. Assess their ability to reach all areas of their mouth for thorough cleaning. Guidance. If a resident requires assistance with cleaning their teeth, including applying toothpaste, brushing, and flossing, it indicates the need for support with oral hygiene. Dentures. If the resident wears dentures, evaluate their ability to remove and replace them from into the mouth. Additionally, assess their capacity to manage equipment for soaking and rinsing dentures. Guidance. If a resident cannot manage their dentures independently, whether due to difficulty with insertion, removal, or caring for them, such as soaking and rinsing, it indicates the need for assistance with denture care as part of the oral hygiene task. Our next definition is toilet hygiene. Toilet hygiene is the ability to maintain perineal hygiene, adjust clothes before and after using the toilet, commode, bedpan, or urinal. If managing an ostomy, include wiping the opening but not managing equipment. Now, let's dissect this definition and provide practical examples along with guidance for its application. Practical examples. Maintaining perineal hygiene. Observe whether the resident can independently clean and maintain hygiene in the perineal area, which includes the genitals and surrounding areas, after using the toilet. This may involve using toilet paper, wet wipes, or other hygiene products. Guidance. If a resident cannot effectively clean and maintain hygiene in the perineal area without assistance, it indicates the need for support with perineal hygiene as part of toilet hygiene. Applying the definition. When documenting a resident's ability for toilet hygiene, consider each of the mentioned aspects, including perineal hygiene and clothing adjustment, and, if applicable, the wiping of the ostomy opening. If the resident can independently perform all aspects of toilet hygiene, you may code this as independent for toilet hygiene. However, if the resident requires assistance with any aspect of toilet hygiene, such as perineal hygiene, clothing adjustment, or ostomy care, it is important to document the level of support needed accurately. Proper toilet hygiene is essential for maintaining personal comfort, preventing infection, and ensuring dignity for our residents. Accurate assessment and assistance in this area contribute to their overall well-being and quality of life. Now let's review the definition for shower, bathe self. This is defined as the ability to bathe oneself, including washing, rinsing, and drying oneself, excludes washing of back and hair. Does not include transferring in and out of the shower or tub. Now, let's break down this definition and provide practical examples along with guidance for its application. Practical examples. Bathing self. Observe whether the resident can independently wash their body, including areas such as the arms, legs, chest, and abdomen. Assess their ability to use soap or body wash and a washcloth or sponge to cleanse themselves. Guidance. If a resident requires assistance with washing their body, including applying soap and using a washcloth or sponge, it indicates the need for support with bathing. Rinsing self. Assess whether the resident can independently rinse off the soap or body wash, ensuring that they remove all soap residue. This may involve using a handheld showerhead or a cup to pour water over themselves. Guidance. If a resident cannot effectively rinse themselves and remove soap residue without assistance. Applying the definition. When documenting a resident's ability to shower bathe self, consider each of the mentioned aspects, including washing, rinsing, and drying. If the resident can independently perform all aspects of showering or bathing, you may code this as independent for shower, bathe self. However, if the resident requires assistance with any aspect of showering or bathing, such as washing, rinsing, or drying, it is important to document the level of support needed accurately. Remember that this definition specifically excludes washing the back and hair. The inability to wash these areas should not be considered when assessing this self-care task. Additionally, transferring in and out of the shower or tub is not included in this definition and should not be considered part of the showering, bathing task as well. Assisting residents with bathing ensures their hygiene, comfort, and overall well-being, contributing to their dignity and quality of life. Proper assessment and assistance in this area are crucial for providing personalized care. Upper body dressing. The definition of upper body dressing is the ability to dress and undress above the waist, includes fasteners if applicable. Practical examples. Dressing and undressing above the waist. Observe whether the resident can independently put on and take off clothing items that cover the upper body, such as shirts, blouses, sweaters, or jackets. This may involve putting on garments with sleeves, collars, or other upper body coverings. Guidance. If a resident can dress and undress themselves above the waist without any assistance, you may code this as independent for upper body dressing. Fasteners. If the clothing being worn has fasteners such as buttons, zippers, or snaps, assess whether the resident can manage these fasteners independently. This includes both fastening and unfastening. Guidance. If a resident requires assistance with fasteners on clothing items, even if they can put on or remove the clothing itself, it indicates the need for support with fastening and unfastening during upper body dressing. If the resident requires assistance with any aspect of upper body dressing, such as putting on or removing clothing or managing fasteners, it is important to document the level of support needed accurately. Lower body dressing. Lower body dressing is defined as the resident's ability to undress below the waist, includes fasteners, does not include footwear. Practical examples. Dressing and undressing below the waist. Observe whether the resident can independently or requires assistance while putting on clothing items that cover the lower body, such as pants, shorts, skirts, or underwear. This includes clothing with fasteners like buttons, zippers, or snaps. Applying the definition. When documenting a resident's ability for lower body dressing, consider both dressing and undressing below the waist, including the handling of fasteners. Putting on and taking off footwear. Putting on and taking off footwear is the ability of the resident to put on and take off socks and shoes or other footwear for safe mobility or other footwear including fasteners if able. Let's break down this definition and provide practical examples along with guidance for its application. Practical examples. Putting on and taking off footwear. Observe whether the resident can independently or requires assistance while putting on and take off socks and shoes or other footwear. This includes assessing their ability to manage fasteners such as shoelaces, Velcro straps, or buckles if these are present on the footwear. Now let's consider personal hygiene and how to appropriately assess it in our residents. Personal hygiene is defined as the ability to maintain personal hygiene, including combing hair, shaving, applying makeup, washing, drying face and hands, excludes baths, showers, and oral hygiene. Let's break down this definition and provide practical examples along with guidance for its application. Practical examples. Combing hair. Observe whether the resident can independently comb or brush their hair, ensuring that it is neat and well groomed. Guidance. If a resident can comb their hair without assistance, you may code this as independent for hair care as part of personal hygiene. Shaving. Assess whether the resident, if applicable, can independently shave facial hair or any other areas they choose to shave. This includes using a razor, electric shaver, or other shaving tools. Applying makeup, if applicable. If the resident wears makeup, evaluate whether they can independently apply makeup, including cosmetics like foundation, lipstick, eyeshadow, or mascara. Washing and drying face and hands. Observe whether the resident can independently wash and dry their face and hands, ensuring cleanliness and good personal hygiene. Applying the definition. When documenting a resident's ability for personal hygiene, consider each of the mentioned aspects, including hair care, shaving, makeup application, if applicable, and face and hand hygiene. Excluding baths, showers, and oral hygiene, assessing and assisting with personal hygiene ensures that our residents can maintain their dignity, appearance, and well-being. Proper documentation and care in this area contribute to their overall quality of life. Now, let us review the definitions for our mobility tasks. Accurately coding the level of care that is required with our residents for their mobility will help them to be able to get the care they deserve. Roll left and right. To define roll left and right, is the ability to roll from lying on the back to the left and right side and return to lying on the back on the bed. Now, let's break down this definition and provide practical examples along with guidance for its application. Practical examples. Rolling to the left and right side. Observe whether the resident can independently roll from a supine position, lying on the back, to rolling to the left and right side on the bed. Applying the definition. When documenting a resident's ability to roll left and right, consider each aspect separately. Rolling to the left side and rolling to the right side. If the resident can independently perform both actions, rolling to the left and rolling to the right without assistance and returning to a supine position, you may code this as independent for rolling left and right. Assessing and documenting a resident's ability to roll is crucial for understanding their mobility and positioning needs. Sit to lying. Sit to lying is defined as the ability to move from sitting on the side of the bed to lying flat on the bed. Now, let's break down this definition and provide practical examples along with guidance for its application. Practical examples. Moving from sitting to lying. Observe whether the resident can independently transition from a sitting position on the side of the bed to lying flat on the bed. If the resident requires assistance in this area, it will be important to assess the level of support required and code this mobility task appropriately. Lying to sitting on side of bed. The ability to safely move from lying on the back to sitting on the side of the bed with feet flat on the floor, and with no back support. When documenting a resident's ability to perform the lying to sitting task, consider their capacity to safely transition from lying on their back to sitting on the side of the bed with feet flat on the floor and without back support. Definition for sit to stand. Sit to stand is the ability to safely come to a standing position from sitting in a chair or on the side of the bed. Practical examples. Moving from sitting to standing. Observe whether the resident can independently transition from a seated position, whether in a chair or on the side of the bed, to a fully standing position. Guidance. If a resident can move from sitting to standing without assistance, you may code this as independent for the sit to stand task. Chair to bed transfer. Chair to bed transfer is the ability to safely transfer to and from a bed to a chair or wheelchair. Practical examples. Transferring to a chair. Observe whether the resident can independently move from a sitting or lying position on a bed to a seated position in a chair or wheelchair, or whether the resident can independently move from a seated position in a chair or wheelchair to lying on a bed. Ensure that they can perform this transfer safely and without assistance. Toilet transfer. Toilet transfer is the ability to safely get on and off of a toilet or commode. This definition emphasizes the resident's capability to perform this mobility task. Assessing this ability is essential for understanding their mobility and independence or level of assistance required in one of the essential activities of daily living. Tub shower transfer. The ability to safely get in and out of a tub or shower. Getting into and out of a tub or shower. Observe whether the resident can independently move from outside the tub or shower to inside it, ensuring they can do so safely and without assistance. Walking as defined for mobility coding. Walk 10 feet. Once standing, the ability to walk at least 10 feet in a room, corridor, or similar space. Picking up an object. The ability to bend or stoop from a standing position to pick up a small object, such as a spoon, from the floor. This definition pertains to the resident's ability to perform a specific task related to picking up small objects from the floor while standing. It's essential to assess this capability to understand their mobility and dexterity in daily activities. In conclusion, this comprehensive training on self-care and mobility coding and the definitions of key self-care areas has equipped you, as CNAs, with valuable knowledge and skills to provide exceptional care for our residents. Understanding and accurately documenting the level of support needed in various self-care and mobility tasks is essential for tailoring individualized care plans, ensuring resident comfort, and promoting their overall well-being. Throughout this training, we've explored the definitions of crucial self-care and mobility tasks, including eating, oral hygiene, toilet hygiene, shower, bathing, upper body dressing, lower body dressing, putting on and taking off footwear, personal hygiene, roll left and right, sit to lying, lying to sitting side of bed, sit to stand, chair to bed transfer, tub, shower transfer, walk 10 feet, and picking up object. We've provided practical examples and guidance to help you assess and code these tasks effectively. Remember that the goal of GG coding is to provide the right level of support that preserves our residents' dignity and independence while ensuring their safety and well-being. Accurate documentation in these areas allows us to deliver personalized care that meets the unique needs of each resident. Your dedication and commitment to understanding and implementing these definitions will not only enhance the quality of care provided but also contribute significantly to the comfort and happiness of our residents. By applying this knowledge in your daily caregiving duties, you play a pivotal role in improving their overall quality of life. Thank you for your commitment to excellence in caregiving and for making a positive difference in the lives of our residents. Your role as a CNA is invaluable, and we trust that you will continue to provide compassionate and person-centered care in all aspects of self-care, mobility, and beyond.